Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. I think we're live now. Now, why am I here live on a Monday? I never do this. First of all, hello, hair. I know by that after I come home from the gym, my hair's not going to look like this. I am going to look like a wet dog. And so I wanted to show up early while my hair was looking pretty damn good. But anyway, I really wanted to talk about the energies that I'm feeling this week and you may be feeling too. One of the things that was really coming up for me this past little while, especially as we move into Virgo season and we move into a place of devotion. If you haven't watched my masterclass yet, My Labor of Love, you can watch it until September 1st. So you still have about 5 days left where you can watch it free. And then it's going to be a paid version on my website. But it's called Devotion is the New Discipline. We've just moved into Virgo season, and Virgo season is all about labor. It's all about what you do on the daily, your vocation. It's connected to healthcare. It's connected to what you feed your body, how you move your body, what you do on the daily. It's connected to harvest this season because we're in fall and it is harvest season. Generally, it is connected to Mercury as the planet ruler, but here at Soul Prism, I connected to Mother Earth, getting out of the head and into the body, because Virgo can be super, super analytical, right? Super critical. You can get in your head about all the fine details, wanting everything to be perfect, and then nothing ever gets done, right? You just burn your ass out. So no more of that. We're getting out of the head, we're getting into the body, and we're devoting ourselves into a labor of love. And I wanted to talk about healthcare because that is where I've worked for 20 years. I worked in healthcare, and Saskatchewan is in discussions for our union because we've been without a contract for a few years, and we've been going back and forth about getting a raise, a deserved raise, because let's just say we're not making a living wage, okay? And we look back at all the feminine businesses, all the feminine service orientated roles in society generally have not been high on the wage list as male focused ones, right? So if we think about daycares, we think about healthcare, we think about education, we think about food and beverage, we think about service industries, generally that were led by women, have not been honored the same way that masculine roles have been. And it's time to end that. We are here to end that. We are here to rise. So many of you ladies are healers, right? Are creators, creatrixes, nurturers. You're creating a business, you're healing, you're loving, you're nurturing, you're coaching, you're supporting. All of these roles are so vital. They are the heartbeat of society. And so it's time for us to be sustainable. The sun is in gate 59 this week, the gate of sexuality, but it's also the gate of sustainability. And it's time for us to be sustainable. It's time for us to not only fill our cups up, but to be able to serve from the saucer, right? To be able to serve from the extra. You deserve to have an amazing life. You deserve to be celebrated, honored, loved, paid well for your labor of love, for how it is that you show up in the world, for how it is that we serve. And I love that there are so many female entrepreneurs that are turning the tide, that are becoming trailblazers. They are creating these beautiful businesses where they are getting paid very well and they can serve sustainably. They love showing up, right? There's no bitterness, there's no resentfulness, there's no comparison, there's no finger pointing, none of that. Because they're serving from a place of love. They're serving from a place of being seen and heard and recognized for their gifts, for their genius, for their love. And it's time. It is so time. So the earth is in gate 55 of spirit, of abundance. It is a faith frequency. It's something to attune to on the inside so it shows up on the outside, meaning you can't fake this shit, right? You have to believe in your heart of heart soul that you are supported, that you are supported, that you are loved, you are supported, and we live an abundant life. There's abundance everywhere. What we need to see is a redistribution of wealth, of resources, because we don't have that right now. Let's be real. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we're standing up for. That is what we are creating, these heart-centered, love-based businesses. We are taking up space. And I am so proud to be in a community where we are all doing that. So another thing that was really coming up this week that I've been paying attention to was all about the astrology, actually, that is really pushing us toward this. And I talk a lot about it actually in Rise of the Soulpreneur. I talk about the outer planets influencing us as a society, as a collective, right? So the first 5 planets, the sun, the earth, the moon, your nodes, Mars, Mercury, Venus, those are all personal to you. You got to get that shit squared away by the time you're in your 40s, okay? You need to know who you are, what it is that you're communicating, what it is that you value, how it is that you like to share, right? Who am I? Because when you understand who you are, then we get to move into the Jupiter and Saturn. You get the blessing from the lesson. Saturn is the lesson, Jupiter is the blessing, right? So when you figure out your shit, you know who you are and what you stand for and how it is that you want to serve and how it is that you want to contribute and how it is that you want to give and receive love, then you receive the blessings, right? The lessons and the blessings. Then we move it to the outer planets. And this is where we're focusing on, especially for me, somebody who is past her Uranus opposition. I'm turning 50 in a few years. Let me tell you, I'm perimenopause. I'm in the stage of life where I am focused on the legacy that I want to leave. And many of you may be at the same point too, where you are focused on the legacy that you want to leave. And this is where we move into Uranus, right? What makes you unique? What makes you different from everyone else? We move into Neptune. This is your, I call your spiritual communication. Some other people see it as your spiritual purpose. We move into Pluto. What is it that you are here to transform as a society, as a generation? What are you transforming? We could be moving into Chiron, right? Your Chiron return around the age of 50. What is the wounding, right? Where is it that you're finding your power from? We're turning our pain into power. Mine's in Taurus, so it's in a few years. Chiron is retrograding in Aries still, and then it'll be moving into Taurus. So all of these outer planets are societal, are what many of us are really feeling as a collective and the collective change. And since 1987, there's been some really like major astrology that hasn't happened in a long time. So in 1987, there was something called the Harmonic Convergence. And through this 1987 convergence, there was a meditation, a global meditation, probably one of the first major global meditations that took place all around the world at the major heritage sites like Stonehenge, like the pyramids. Many people came together to pray for peace, to meditate on peace. And in 1987, we saw the emergence of a lot of channeled content that became healing practices or modalities. Ra, for instance, downloaded human design in 1987, not during the Harmonic Convergence, but in the same year. But through that, I really follow all of the healing modalities that are new age, like access consciousness, like body talk, like Katie Byron, Carolyn Miss, and Sacred Contracts, right? There's Joe Dispenza, like all of these new age frequency consciousness out there based, but also inward based, right? Like the more that we come inward and change ourselves on a frequency level, the more that we see the change coming on the outside. And so even though these outer planets are further away, they're actually infused even deeper within us. And so we uncover the work of all of the other inward planets, and we go even deeper inward, as within, so without, as above, so below. So I've been really following. And then we had, of course, 2012, we had stuff going on. 2020, we had lots of stuff going on. And now we have these, they're calling it minor grand trines of the outer planets that is happening from 2025, actually August 28th, 2025, until 2029. And so we see that Neptune in Aries is at 0 to 1 degrees right now. We see that Pluto in Aquarius is at 0 and 1 degrees right now. We see that Uranus in Gemini is at 0 to 1 degrees right now. So let's break this down. And wow, I can't believe I can remember this all, but pretty amazing. Yay me. Okay, so let's look at Pluto in Aquarius. Now, Pluto in Aquarius is in gate 41. And so a really cool thing that you could do right now is look at your chart. Look at your astrology chart and your human design chart, right? So gate 41 is in Aquarius, and it's all about the dream, right? My sun is in gate 41, so this is hitting me pretty damn hard right now. And it's all about using your imagination to be able to seed possibilities and potentials and to be able to push the limitations of what you thought was possible, right? That's what a dream is. So with Pluto in Aquarius at this gate, depending on what house it is for you. So for me, it's in my second house. For you, it could be in your 8th house. It could be in your 10th house. Who knows? Go check your chart. If you don't know, go on my website, download your chart, book a call with me. I have them on sale now till September the 1st for $222 American for 60 minutes. I'm going to tell you right now, this call is going to light your ass up. So go book a call if you haven't yet. Pluto in Aquarius is going to look at my life right now, right? I am down to the bare minimum of minimalistic. I love this life so much. Honestly, I love this life. It's not for everybody. People ask me all the time, oh my God, I want to do what you do. I want to live the life that you're doing, all these adventures. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You wouldn't last a day. You would not last a day. And I don't mean this from an ego point of view. I am living bare minimum. I've got one plate, one bowl, one fork, one spoon. I've got a kick-ass air mattress. Like it's one of the high-end ones, but still an air mattress, right? I'm living in a shared space, right? Not everybody can do this. Not everybody wants to do this, and that's okay. Your minimalist is going to look different to you. The things that you are cutting down right now and getting clear on your dream, on what it is that you want to create, is going to be different for you. For me, this is my freaking bliss, joy, happiness. Like, I feel no pressure in my life right now, and it feels amazing, except for the inward pressure that I have. Let's be real. So this is what you're going to be feeling for the next 5 years. So really start asking yourself these questions, moving into this energy of gate 41. Like, what is your dream? What is it that you want to devote yourself to for the next 5 years, that you want to see, that you want to grow, that you want to manifest, that you want to turn from nothing into something? Let me know in the comments. What is that for you? What is your dream? What house is that in for you? Okay, let's move on to Aries. Now, Neptune is in Aries, and it's there for, I believe it's 12 years, right? Neptune's in Aries for the next 12 years. This is taking those dreams and turning them into reality. That's what Neptune is: dreams, it's delusions, it's the collective mind. And so it is the spiritual warrior when it's in Aries. Now, once again, look in what house this is for you. Neptune in Aries in gate 25 is all about connecting to spirit. It's the love of spirit. It's innocence. It's the lamb. It's Persephone. It's green Tara, right? It's that newness. It's spring. So we are starting a new spiritual revolution through this time. We're turning, and once again, how connected to the quantum is this? Creating out of nothing and turning it into something, taking those dreams and moving them into your body and allowing your heart to magnetize your next steps, those next aligned steps, listening to your inner wisdom of your body. Is this what I want to do? Is this my next step? How perfectly aligned is this? Can you see this with me? Please let me know in the chat if you can see this with me. Turning those dreams, becoming a spiritual warrior, a priestess of your dreams. Hello. Then we're into Gemini in the first degrees as well, in the gate 20 of now, of in the present moment. How can you say in the present moment? How can you take those dreams, feel that fire in your soul, come into the still point, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, not in this avoidance, in the present moment, right now, and magnetizing everything to you, living in this, the still point of now. Now, this is in Gemini. Uranus in Gemini. This is, whew, whew. If Neptune in Aries is fire and water, and I practice Kan Li, where we take the fire of the heart and we take the water of the sacral and we move that underneath, so we create that spiritual steam, right? That's fire over water. So we have the fire, and that is and that's also blood, right? For me, it's in my 4th house. This is connected to my womb space. And I'm going through perimenopause right now. I got a lot of pelvic shit going on right now. How aligned is this? Okay, so I've said enough about Neptune, but think blood transformation. Think DNA. Think your carbon-based DNA transforming. And this is the magnetic. Okay, so that's why I wanted to bring it up, that magnetic, blood, magnetic. But we have Uranus In Gemini, electric. Gemini is mind. It's electric. It's light. This is where we get the electromagnetism, right? But Gemini can burn your ass out, especially with Uranus in there, because Uranus is just woo, crazy go. It's a rebel. Gemini is of the mind, and not just the one mind, but the two minds, right? You could have the devil and the angel. You could have the right and the left brain. You could have the high and the low, higher mind and lower mind. All of the duality. And you could be ping-ponging between the two, burning yourself out. That's why it's so important to still the wave. Still the wave. So that, and the way that we're going to be doing this is really focusing on our vessel, focusing on our body, so that we can hold the electromagnetic, so we can build the capacity, so that we can serve at our highest timeline. This is for the next 5 years. This trining back and forth. We're going to continue going through this trine, this growth, this evolution, this portal of moving away from the cross of planning in human design and into the cross of the sleeping phoenix. This is a huge, I know I say that this is a big deal a lot, and I really believe that we were born at this time to be the pioneers, to be the midwives, to be the mothers of this time. We are going to have a new species on the planet in 2027. I said what I said. We are going to have a new species on the planet in 2027, one of the first. There was a time when we had the Neanderthals and the Homo sapiens on the planet at the same time. The Neanderthals did die out, and they also merged with the Homo sapiens. So we all have a little bit of Neanderthal within us, okay? We all have a cell of a Neanderthal within us. But there was a time when the two species lived on the planet. In human design, Raw, Karen Curry-Parker, and even Richard Rudd, they talk about an evolution, a new species on the planet. They call it the raves. In a lot of the indigenous cultures and shamanism, they've also said that we are going to have a new species come online. Whether they call it the Homo luminous, that's one of the terms that I've heard, is Homo luminous, the light body. And in order for us to become the Homo luminous, or bring in this new wave of species of the Homo luminous, of the rave, of whatever in 1,000 years we're going to call this new species, we have to be aware of it, right? We have to know how to be the midwives of this energy. I've been watching a lot of interesting shows. Once again, all the threads kind of start being able to be seen. And I was watching the X-Men and Marvel movies and the Avengers and all of these different movies. And I love the thing about movies is there are nuggets of truth in there. And so if we think about X-Men, it's the school of mutants. Is this going to be a possibility in the next 200-300 years, 400 years, where we start creating schools for these quote-unquote mutants? Are we not creating them now with Montessori schools? An interesting thing to think about. And we are the mothers, the grandmothers. We are the midwives of this evolution. So that's that on a biology, the biology level. I could go so much deeper into that. And I'm so grateful for all the OTs and the somatic healers and the somatic workers that are teaching us how to not only connect to the new tech in our bodies, but the old wisdom. And that's what comes for me a lot. Is this comes in dream time too, where I have this reoccurring dream that I go into a new home that I'm moving into, and this new home has a room and 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 a room, and I'm so excited to check out all these rooms, and each room looks like almost like a thrift store because it has old, every room is from a different era, the 70s, the 60s, the 1840s, like old stuff, and each room has this really old tech, and it probably was so new in its time, but now it looks like old tech, right? Like picture a jacuzzi from the early 1900s and finding this and being so excited, seeing if it's going to work, seeing how we can make it work, right? That's what's happening with me. That's how it shows up in my dream time. And when I'm doing meditations and when I'm doing my somatic healing, when I'm doing my qigong, I'm connecting to my old tech that's always been there, and I'm relearning how to use it. Drop me a comment if that resonates with you, if that's something that you're tuning to as well. Not just the new tech, but also the old ancient wisdom that we all have within us. Now let's bring this back to Rise of the Soulpreneur, and let's bring this back to the original conversation, because I wanted to talk about our heart work being celebrated, our heart work that we all love to do, starting to be able to ask for money for your work. How many of you struggle with putting your work out there and asking for more than a living wage? Not just a living wage, not just what everyone else is, but what is it that you truly want? Not just need, but want. And how can we fill your cup so that you're so filled with love, with joy, with happiness, that you just want to give back? Not because you have to, because you absolutely want to. I believe that this is possible. I truly believe that this is possible. When you can connect to that infinite divine love within you, and I have felt it. I have felt it in meditation. And my heart just opened. It just cracked open so wide. I was just like, in my meditation, just giving love to everybody, sending love because I just couldn't help it. Right? Now, for me, it was meditation. For you, it might be in a relationship where you just feel this love and you just want to give. This might be in a service, when you're providing a service, you just want to give because it just feels so good. And we're creating this cycle, this system of collaboration, of automation, of affiliation, of brand partnerships, of just giving and receiving and keeping this in a cyclical nature. That is the world that I envision. That is the world that I hope that we are all working together to build. So this week, really connect to what is it that you are devoted to? What is it that you want to devote yourself to in the next 5 years as we are moving into this new paradigm of society, of leadership, of business, what I call the conscious economy that we are all creating together? If you haven't watched Devoted yet, go do that before the first. I'm taking it down. And then it's just going to be in the Soul Prism membership, $97 a month. Oh my gosh, you guys, come on now. This is the cheapest way to work with me. $97 a month. You get astrology courses, human design courses, gene key courses, your purpose, your genius. Passion is your purpose. How do you turn your passion and make it into your purpose in creating your soul-based business? There's cosmic cash flow, learning to look at your chart. Where's the money in my chart? How can I connect to the money in my chart? How can I start making money in my chart? the Soulful Strategist, you guys, the Soulful Strategist, my AI plug-in. How do you create a business in alignment with your human design? All of it in there, $97 a month. If you want more, of course, I've got the Hive Mind, and I have this crazy special right now where if you want to be in the 2026 Hive Mind, you can get September, October, November, December into January, 5 months free if you join right now in the 2026. So if you want to do that, if you want to join the Hive Mind next year, I almost said it and I'm just like, there's a secret that I want to share, but I'm not ready to share it yet. But if you send me a DM and you're like, oh, I want to know what the secret is. I want to know what it is that she's going to be adding on to the mastermind next year. And I'm not talking about the retreat, because yes, there is going to be retreats in there. I really want in-person action. I don't want to just be talking to a camera all the time. I want to see you. I want to feel you. I want to hug you. But there might be something extra next year that I've been working on that I'm so ready to midwife. So that is it for now. Comment below, send me a DM, show me some love. Have a wonderful day.